Hello students, today we will be starting a new chapter in civics, lesson 3, state government. As you all know, India is a big country. It has 28 states and 8 union territories, and it has a federal form of government. What is the meaning of federal form of government? Means powers are divided into central and state governments. This means that there are two levels of government, one at the center and another in the states and union territories. The government at the central level is known as union government, while at the state level the government is known as state government. Both the union government and state government have three organs: legislature, executive, and judiciary. So, in this chapter, we will discuss the state legislature and the state executive. Union legislature and legislatures of states are shown below in the pictures. Here, pictures of union legislatures and state legislatures are shown, like Parliament House or Union Legislature, Bihar Legislature. Then we have state legislature. We all know the meaning of legislature. The main function of a legislature is to make laws. At central level, parliament makes laws, and at state legislature, in the state legislature, state level, state legislature makes the laws. And state legislature can be unicameral or bicameral. Uni means one, bi means two. So the states that have only one house, that is legislative assembly. Other name of legislative assembly is Vidhan Sabha. So the state that have only legislative assembly are called unicameral, and states which have both the legislative council and legislative assembly, they are called bicameral. So other name of legislative council is Vidhan Parishad, and legislative assembly's other name is Vidhan Sabha. Most of the states in India have unicameral legislature, but there are few states which have bicameral legislature. Bicameral means they have two houses, Vidhan Sabha and Vidhan Parishad, both. And what are those states? Maharashtra, Bihar. Now Jammu and Kashmir in your book it is given, but it is excluded. Now it's no more a state, Indian state. So, what are the six states which have bicameral legislature? Names of the states are Maharashtra, Bihar, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Uttar Pradesh. These six states have bicameral legislatures. So, first we will study about Legislative Council, which is also known as Vidhan Parishad. As we have two houses in parliament at central level, we have parliament and we have two houses of parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha is the lower house and Rajya Sabha is the upper house. Same way, here we have two houses, Legislative Council and Legislative Assembly. Legislative Council is the lower house at the state level. Legislative Council is the upper house of the state legislature. It comprises not more than one third of the total number of members in the legislative assembly of the state. So one third of the members of total members of legislative assemblies are the members of state legislative council, and in no case less than 40 members. Legislative councils are not subject to dissolution, but one third of their members retire every second year. Vidhan Parishad is partly elected and partly nominated. Means it is members of Vidhan Parishads are elected also and they are nominated also. 5/6 of the members of Legislative Council are elected and remaining 1/6 are nominated. And the presiding officer of Legislative Council is known as the chairman, and chairman is elected by its members. The chairman presides over the meetings and maintains discipline and order in the house. He can vote as a member of the house, and he can also cast his vote in case of a tie. Suppose there are equal number of votes in favor of any bill, then he can also vote to make out the conclusions. In his absence, the deputy chairman presides over the house. If chairman is absent, then deputy chairman he presides the house meetings, and he deputy chairman also elected by the members of the parishad from among themselves. And we have second house, legislative assembly or Vidhan Sabha. Vidhan Sabha is the lower house of the state legislature, and it consists of not more than 500 members and not less than 60. So maximum members of legislative assembly can be 500 and minimum members 60. All members of legislative assembly are directly elected. Remember, in Vidhan Parishad, some members were elected and some were nominated. But all the members of Legislative Assembly are directly elected on the basis of adult franchise, means voting system. On the basis of voting, we choose the members of Legislative Assembly. And one member is elected from one constituency. Uttar Pradesh has 403 members in its assembly, which is the largest in the country because Uttar Pradesh has the maximum population. And the states which have small population and are small in size have a provision for having even lesser number of members in legislative assembly. Puducherry population is very less and it has 30 members in legislative assembly. Mizoram has 40, Arunachal Pradesh 60 and Sikkim 32 members. So, just as the president has the power to nominate 2 Anglo-Indians in the Lok Sabha, similarly the governor also has the power to nominate one member from Anglo-Indian community as he deems fit. So, as at the central government, in the central government, president has the power to nominate 2 Anglo-Indian members of Anglo-Indian community. He can nominate 2 members of this community in the Lok Sabha. Same way at the state level, in the state legislature, governor also has the power to nominate one member from Anglo-Indian community if he is of the opinion that it is not adequately represented in the assembly. The Legislative Assembly has a speaker and a deputy speaker. They are elected from among the members of the House. So, speaker and deputy speaker, they are elected from the members of the House. The term of Legislative Assembly is 5 years. However, the governor may dissolve the assembly before its term. Now here once again one point to remember, that Legislative Council cannot be dissolved, but governor may dissolve Legislative Assembly. Qualification for the members of state legislatures. So what are the qualifications that to become the member of legislature? He or she must be a citizen of India. The member of the Vidhan Sabha must not be less than 25 years of age. And to stand for the elections of Vidhan Sabha, a candidate must be of 25 years of age, and for contesting the election of Vidhan Parishad, a candidate must be of 30 years of age, and he must not hold any office of profit under the government of India or the government of any state. Must not be with an unsound mind. He should be mentally he should be sound, or have been disqualified by law for being a criminal. He should not be a criminal also. The functioning of the state legislature or sessions. The state legislature meets at least twice a year, means in a year it should have 2 meetings, and the interval between 2 sessions cannot be more than 6 months. Governor summons means calls the session of state legislature and addresses the Vidhan Sabha or both houses. If there is a bicameral legislature, then governor summon the session of both the houses at what time? At the commencement, means beginning of the first session after each general election, and at the commencement of the first session of the year. And the address of the governor reflects the policy statement of the government. What will be the policies of the state government? These policies are discussed in the legislature. Privileges and amenities to the members of state legislature are similar to that of the members of the parliament. And members of state legislatures are also provided with the same powers as the members of the parliament have. Passing of a bill, lawmaking function. How a bill or a law is made, bill is passed. The main function of state legislature is to make laws. So functions may be legislative, financial, or administrative. The primary function of state legislature, like the union parliament, is lawmaking. Its main function is lawmaking. It makes the laws. The process of making and passing law is called legislation. And what is the process now? The state legislature, it has power to make laws on state list and concurrent list. We have three lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list. Union list, in which the matters given in this list, only the central government can make laws, and the matters given in the state list, on these matters state government can make laws. And concurrent list, both the governments, central government and state government, can legislate or make laws on these subjects. So state list, it contains subjects like maintaining law and order in the state, police, health, transport, etc. And in concurrent list, on which both state as well as central government can make laws, are the subjects like education, forest, electricity, etc. But in case of contradiction between union and state law on the subject, the law made by the parliament shall prevail. But if there is any contradiction between union and state law on the subject, then whose decision will be final? The decision taken by the central government. First, a draft of the proposed law is prepared. A draft is prepared of a law and presented. Either it can be presented in any of the house, it can be presented in legislative assembly or in the legislative council, and this is called a bill. Bills are of two types: ordinary bill and money bill. Ordinary bills relate to daily administration. After an ordinary bill is passed by the legislative assembly, it is sent to the legislative council for approval. So when a bill is passed by legislative assembly, it is sent to legislative council for approval. An ordinary bill can originate in any of the house, means it can be produced in any of the house, but the legislative council can keep it only for a period of 3 months. In the second instance, it can hold it only for a month and then return it to the legislative assembly. Due to the strength of the legislative assembly, it is the will of the latter that prevails. The legislative council can veto it only temporarily. Means who has more powers regarding a bill? A legislative assembly has more powers. Legislative council can keep it only for a period of 3 months, and in second time also it can hold it only for a month. Then legislative council returns it to the legislative assembly. But legislative assembly has more powers, and if it is the final will be of final decision will be of legislative assembly only, legislative council can stop it for a few months. Regarding money bill, it includes matters like authorization of expenditure to be incurred by the government, imposition or abolition of taxes, borrowing, etc. These matters are involved in the money bill, and bill is introduced by a minister on the recommendation of a governor. The Speaker of the Vidhan Sabha certifies that a particular bill is a money bill. Money bill, it can be introduced only in Legislative Assembly or Vidhan Sabha. Remember here, ordinary bill can be produced or introduced in any of the house, either in the Legislative Assembly or in the Legislative Council. But a money bill can only be introduced in the Legislative Assembly or Vidhan Sabha. The Legislative Council can keep it only for 14 days. It then passes it to Vidhan Sabha, which in turn sends it to the governor for his assent. Means money bill, it will be introduced in Legislative Assembly, and Legislative Council can keep it only for 14 days. And if then it then passes it to Vidhan Sabha, which in turn sends it to governor for his assent, and governor can send back the bill for reconsideration. When this bill is passed again by the legislature, the governor has to give his assent. And when the governor signs the bill, it becomes a law. The governor can issue an ordinance. What is ordinance? Meaning is given here in the book also. An ordinance is a law set forth by a governmental authority. So the governor can issue an ordinance on the state subjects when the legislature is not in the session. The ordinances have the force of law. The ordinances issued are laid before the state legislature when it reassembles. And those ordinances which were issued by the governor, these are issued again before the state legislature when it has its session or when it reassembles. It ceases to be in operation after the expiry of 6 weeks. Means after 6 weeks it will be expired, and it can also be rejected by the legislature earlier. Then we have state executive. State executive consists of governor, the chief minister, the council of ministers with the chief minister as its head. First we will read about governor. As president is the head of central government, same way governor is the head of state executive. Governor enjoys the same power as is enjoyed by the president at the central government. Governor is appointed by the president for a term of 5 years and holds office at his pleasure. Only Indian citizens above 35 years of age are eligible for appointment to this office. Then we have Council of Ministers with the Chief Minister as its head. This Council of Ministers aids and advises the governor in exercise of his function. So this Council of Ministers and Chief Minister advises the governor. He also has some special powers which he can use without consulting the Chief Minister or the other ministers, and these powers of governor are called discretionary powers, which he uses without consulting the Chief Minister or other ministers. All governors, while discharging constitutional functions such as the appointment of the Chief Minister of a state or sending a report to the President about failure of constitutional machinery. Now, what is this failure of constitutional machinery? When a state is not run according to the laws laid in the Constitution, or in respect of matters relating to assent to a bill passed by legislature, exercise their on judgment. Qualifications for appointment. So what should be the qualification to become a governor? Must be a citizen of India, must not be less than 35 years of age, must not hold any office of profit, must not be an elected member of parliament or any state legislative assembly. But if a member of legislature is appointed as a governor, the member should resign from his or her membership. Chief Minister, how he is appointed? Same way as Prime Minister is elected, same way Chief Minister is elected. After the elections to the Assembly, the governor appoints the leader of majority party as the Chief Minister. As in the central government, the President appoints the leader of majority party as the Prime Minister. Same way, In the state government, governor appoints the leader of majority party as the chief minister. If there is no clear majority, a group of parties may come together to form a coalition government. When two or more parties join together to form a government, it is known as coalition government. The leader may choose the leader they choose is appointed as the chief minister, and chief minister is the real head of the state. Some of the main functions of the chief ministers are as follows. Now, what are the functions of a chief minister? So, chief minister is the head of the cabinet meetings and takes stock of the administration of all the departments. And if there are any differences among the ministers, those differences are sorted out in this meeting. Though the budget is prepared by the finance minister, the cabinet determines the principles of budget in consultation with the finance minister. So, this chief minister and the cabinet, they decide all the principles of the budget in consultation with the finance minister. The views of the chief ministers are taken as final in the cabinet to go with the council of ministers. And chief minister communicates the government policies to the people with the help of the press and other media exposure. He also maintains the relation between state legislature, council of ministers and the governor. Then we have council of ministers. Council of ministers in the state is an exact replica means copy of the council of ministers at the center. As council of minister at the central level, the powers are same of the ministers. In the state level also, council of ministers enjoys the same power as council of ministers at the central level. They resemble in formation. They are formed in the same way. Functions and role in the administration also are same. The process of formation of council of minister begins with the appointment of chief minister. So first chief minister is appointed, then chief minister with the help of governor, he appoints the other ministers. The chief minister is the chief spokesman of the government and its policies. The shape and size of council of minister, it entirely depends on the chief minister. What will be the size or shape of council of ministers? There are usually four kinds of ministers. They are cabinet ministers. Cabinet ministers, there are senior and experienced leaders of the party. They are appointed as cabinet minister and they handle the administrative departments under their portfolio independently. Then we have ministers of state. The mid-level party leaders are chosen as minister of states and they assist the cabinet minister in the discharge of their duties. Deputy ministers and parliamentary secretaries. The junior and fresh members of the party are usually inducted as deputy minister and parliamentary secretaries. These categories of ministers earn experience when they are assisting the senior ministers. Except the ministers of cabinet rank, no other ministers attend the cabinet meetings unless they are specially invited to do so. Means only cabinet ministers they attend the cabinet meetings. Council of Ministers does not meet as a body except on rare occasions. So, Council of Ministers they meet on a very few occasions. No minister can ever differ from the decision taken by the Chief Minister or the Council of Ministers. They have unanimity in the making of decisions. There should not be any differences on the decision between Chief Minister and Council of Minister. If any minister does not agree with any principle decided by the council, he has to resign first to oppose the principle. Therefore, all the differences must be sorted out before a policy is spelled out, and once it is made public, all ministers must agree to that. So that's all. Let's revise this chapter. We are reading about state legislature. It consists of governor, legislative council and legislative assembly. In most of the states, we have unicameral legislatures, means one house of legislature, and in state legislature we have governor and legislative assembly. But in 6 states we have bicameral legislature where both the houses are there, legislative assembly and legislative council. Vidhan Sabha can be dissolved, but Vidhan Parishad cannot be dissolved. Minimum age for membership of Vidhan Parishad is 30 years, whereas it is 25 years for the Vidhan Sabha. Members of Vidhan Sabha are directly elected by the people of the state and they are elected for 5 years. But governor can dissolve it earlier on the advice of Chief Minister. Vidhan Sabha occupies a dominant position, means it enjoys more powers as compared to Vidhan Parishad in relation to ordinary bills, money bills, control over the executive, and powers in regard to the election of president, etc. So, meaning Vidhan Sabha enjoys more powers than the Vidhan Parishad. So, that's all about this chapter. I hope you all have understood. Thanks for watching.